How come your goals aren't going so well? Maybe it's been difficult to meet them. Maybe you haven't met them at all. Maybe you haven't even started. Maybe you started halfway and quit. How come it's so difficult to meet this goal? You're not thinking about it. You're not thinking about it. You know what you are thinking about? You're thinking about how hard this goal is. You're thinking about how difficult it is. You're thinking about how you're not doing it. You're thinking about how you missed it the other day. You're thinking about how it's not happening. You're thinking about it's so hard for you to do this. And it is. It is difficult to create new habits. And the reason is just because we want to think the old way. Our brain loves patterns, it loves to recycle and reuse. It's very, very efficient. It's the most efficient computer in the world. And because of that, it does for you what you trained it to do back before you were 7 years old. Interesting, isn't it? So, how do you go ahead and start thinking about your goal and think about it in a way that helps you move towards it, that allows you to see it as a positive, that allows you to desire it rather than dread it and hate it and think it's so difficult? Because your thoughts, if you're thinking that way, are you ever going to get to your goal? Let's be serious. Like, let's really use some logic around this. There's your goal, and you hate it, and you think it's difficult, and you don't want to do it. Whose body is that thought in? It's in yours. How do you think your body's going to respond? It's going to respond negatively towards that. No wonder why it's hard to get out of bed and do it. Is this making sense? So how do you go ahead and start thinking positive about it? Is you're going to start Googling your brain for better answers. Google your brain for better answers. Definitely, you've got some thoughts about this goal that's making you think it's never going to happen, it hasn't happened before, or you're not going to do it. You're going to stop those thoughts. Stop them in their tracks, all right? And then you're going to Google better questions. You're going to say, what's it going to be like when I have this body? Who am I going to talk to when I have that job? What am I going to do when I have all that money? Who will I be when I own that property? All right? These questions are so powerful for already giving your brain good thoughts to think about this. Now you're going to start being motivated towards that goal because you're going to be like, oh, yeah, that feels so good to be that person. That feels so good to have that item. And then your brain will automatically start being drawn towards it instead of the thoughts that are pushing you away from it. It's in your thoughts. Is this making sense? When you have a thought about that goal, get yourself in the questions of what the results are going to do for you. That's what you really want. And then that thought, that question is going to start produce emotions. And those emotions are going to line you up with that goal. And that's just the brain's way of creating. You don't need to know a lot of details about that. You just need to know that when you are thinking about that goal and you are imagining yourself there, asking the questions, what am I going to be like? Who am I going to be? Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? What does it feel like to be me? What am I going to see when I have this? And all of a sudden, your brain will do automatically for your body just what it needs to do to have those emotions that are pulling you. Okay, this is inner compulsion that are pulling you towards your goal. Isn't that exciting? And you know what? I just want to let you know that you are worth it. You're worth your goal. If you had a thought of this goal, you are worth it. You're going to do wonderful things with it. You're going to benefit others with it. And the whole world deserves that.